eczema. Why hide your skin if you can help heal your skin from within? Dupixent helps keep you one step ahead of eczema with clearer skin and less itch.
Hide my skin? Not me.
Don't use if you're allergic to Dupixent. Serious allergic reactions can occur, including anaphylaxis, which is severe. Tell your doctor about new or worsening eye problems, such as eye pain or vision changes, or a parasitic infection. If you take asthma medicines, don't change or stop them without talking to your doctor. Ask your doctor about Dupixent.
I actually was like, George, you want to come with me? How much does you charge?
We've got more with Ben Affleck tomorrow. His big ask for George Clooney on the set of The Tender Bar.
Okay, plus I'm talking to Michael B. Jordan about his most emotional role yet.
It's hard not to feel something, you know?
And only E.T. has an exclusive invite to Miss Patti LaBelle's TV holiday party. Oh,
I
so
can't
much
wait
fun.
for that. Yes.
Happening now.
A man breaks into a local Filipino restaurant and every movement is caught on video. I'm Alicia Barrera, and coming up, that surveillance footage that could lead to the suspect being ID'd and exactly what he took.
And we're still on track to get a big cold front on Saturday. With it, a huge drop in temperatures and good rain chances. I'll see you in a bit.
Christmas Eve is just a week away, and if you haven't finished that Christmas list yet, we've got some last-minute gift ideas that should arrive in time. The News at 5 starts right now. First at 5, shattered glass, a missing safe. The scene that employees of a local restaurant walked into this morning in Leon Valley.
According to Leon Valley Police, the Filipino restaurant, market, and bakery Sari Sari was broken into just before 2:30 this morning. The entire act, though, caught on camera.
Alicia Barrera spoke with the owner, who's hopeful that these images that are behind us could soon lead to the suspect's arrest.
Watch as this man carrying an object in his right hand walks up to the door, his face partially covered by his hoodie. He then drops to the ground, uses that same object to shatter the glass door from the bottom, and easily pushes his way through without setting off the alarm.
I guess our door would have been triggered had it been pried open, but the glass wasn't detected that it was broken.
A quick method that has the owner of Sari Sari, Camille Del Reyes, on edge.
Ooh, strategic. Oh, it's such a scary feeling.
Moments later, another security camera captures him with the one item he took.
He found our safe, so that was in a whole nother room in a different place that we don't have cameras on, so I'm not sure how that happened.
He left through the back door, where his Lexus was parked, and then loaded up the safe that held cash sales from the night before.
Now that same entrance is boarded up, but inside, business as usual. And that's because the owner wants to send a direct message to that suspect.
We're not here to be pushed or be afraid.
And while Camille admits the morale is a little shaky at Sari Sari, they're thankful for the support from loyal customers and the restaurant community.
I saw it on Instagram this morning, and I felt sad about it. So anything that you can do to help, at least maybe by means of eating here or showing some support.
Leon Valley Police say no arrests have been made just yet, but efforts to ID and track down the suspect continue. Alicia Barrera, KSAT 12 News.
The 2 men are charged with capital murder after fatally shooting 23-year-old Julian Nicholas Angelo. That's when a drug deal went wrong, police say. Jail records showed 26-year-old Gary Eugene Clark and Daymont Anthony Franklin, both arrested yesterday. A third suspect has still not been arrested. Police say the 3 men all went to the apartment complex on Bentley Drive near Walsham Road to buy drugs from Angelo. The suspects tried to steal the drugs. A shootout occurred. That's when Angelo was shot multiple times. He died at the scene.
2 ex-San Antonio police officers charged with allegedly kicking in a suspect's door and beating him. Carlos Castro and Thomas Villarreal were indicted yesterday by a grand jury. They're facing aggravated assault charges. It all comes after 2 years after that incident happened back in January 2020. Reports say that while they were on a call to arrest suspect Eric Wilson, another man tried to stop them, and that's when they kicked in the door. And Wilson began to resist arrest. Castro and Villarreal then began beating on him, and records show both officers had blood on their hands.
An update to an accident that killed a man after his truck burst into flames. Medical examiners identifying him as 32-year-old Royce Van Vleck. He died December 4th on Culebra Road, not far from Talley Road. Witnesses say the man's truck went into a creek before it burst into flames. Fire crews put out the fire, but Van Vleck trapped in the truck and died in that fire.
We are still working to learn the name of a woman killed in an overnight shooting. It happened around 1 in the morning on Hayes Street near North New Braunfels Avenue. Officers say a group of people were leaving a bar. They were hanging out at a street corner while walking to their cars. And that's when they say someone fired several gunshots. One of those shots striking a woman. She died at the scene and has not yet been identified. Police are still looking for a motive.
The 4 teens in custody after leading Kirby police on a wild chase. Police say they were involved in a rolling gun battle with another car. This happening around 9 o'clock last night. Kirby police noticed the shots. They began chasing the cars involved. They eventually had to call off that chase, but left an SAPD helicopter following the vehicle. Now, at some point, 4 juveniles got out and tried to hide in a West Side neighborhood near St. Mary's University. Officers eventually arrested all 3 on several charges. The people in the other car got away. Record-breaking extreme weather continues to rock the U.S. Hundreds of thousands of people lost power in the central U.S. during severe winter storms on Wednesday.
Also reported fires, tornadoes, and hurricane-force winds. All of this after last week's deadly tornado outbreak. Emily Schmidt explains.
Intense storms toppling trucks and trees, buildings and barns. Damage from dangerous winter weather was reported all the way from Colorado to Michigan.
I've been doing this 30 years, and we're seeing things today in the CNN Weather Center we have never seen before.
Record high temperatures in some parts of the U.S. fueled storms that sent Iowans scrambling for safety. For the first time, Minnesotans experienced a tornado in December. More than 500,000 lost power in the central U.S., while nearly 80 million people were under some sort of weather alert on Wednesday. In Denver, flights delayed. Santa Fe's regional airport damaged.
This is the first time that since I've been here that we've had this kind of extensive damage, especially to aircraft.
All this damage following Friday's 8-state tornado outbreak.
When you see this on television, it's not the same as physically being here and looking at the path of destruction that this tornado has made.
The National Weather Service upgraded one of last weekend's tornadoes to EF4 with peak winds of 190 miles per hour. Now more help is needed in more places as they deal with the mess that's left behind when weather records break. I'm Emily Schmidt reporting.
On a brighter note, we have an update on our KSAT community phone bank that we held yesterday benefiting the Red Cross and tornado victims. The final tally for funds raised, more than $29,000.
Love our viewers. We want to say thank you to everyone who donated. If you still want to make a donation, you can. Head to redcross.org.
We have some big changes ahead of us, and they're going to hit us on Saturday. Today was another unseasonably warm day. We started off at 69 degrees in the morning, 80 for the high temperature. Keep in mind the average high is 65. The record, 81. Preliminarily, we have not hit the record, at least not yet. We'll know for sure by the 6 o'clock hour. I'll have the almanac update at that point. 72 right now in Eagle Pass, 81 degrees currently in Floresville, and for the most part, we're in the 70s to right near 80. 74 Utopia, 80 currently in Seguin. Quiet this evening, just low clouds will continue to build. Noticeable humidity out there and temperatures just gradually falling to near 70 at midnight. Not a big temperature drop tonight. Tomorrow's one more warm day. Then get ready for a potent cold front and promising rain chances. I'm going to break it down for you and time it out coming right up.
Thank you, Adam. Millions more people are expected to travel over the holidays this year, reversing last year's sharp decline.
Our Samuel King joins us now. Sam, most of these people expected to drive to their destinations over the holiday.
Yeah, Steve and Ursula, 100 million people nationwide, that's a lot of people, and 8.1 million Texans are expected to take to the roads. That's according to the AAA's annual holiday travel forecast. The amount of drivers expected to increase just less than 30% over last year, but those numbers still slightly down from 2019. AAA Texas says with vaccines and other COVID safety measures in place, people feel more comfortable, although the new variant may cause some hesitation. We advise that people double check requirements before traveling out of state. Looking at travel this evening, we have some slowdowns on 281 southbound. This is in the Quarry area, so a bunch of people there. This is going to take you about 20 minutes to get from downtown to between downtown and 1604.
San Antonio city leaders want more affordable housing, but how do they make that happen? I'm Myra Arthur with the newsroom with what we're working on for 6 o'clock. This conversation about creating more affordable housing, it's been going on for years now. Today, the San Antonio City Council talking about the city's goal of creating or preserving tens of thousands of housing units, how they plan to do that, and how much that could cost. We're covering that at 6. Plus.
Sad that it's instead of planning his graduation, I'm planning his, his memorial.
We are talking with the mother of 18-year-old Anthony Luna. His body was found by a rancher after he was reported missing in September. Anthony last seen leaving his high school. His mother now left with so many questions yet to be answered. Those stories and more coming up at 6 o'clock. Stephen Ursula.
Thank you, Myra. The United States reporting just under 118,000 new cases per day. And with families getting ready to gather in the coming weeks, U.S. health officials say the risk of getting sick is rising again. Right now, the Omicron variant is contributing to a growing number of cases. The first 2 cases in Bexar County reported just this week, but it's still the Delta variant that's the dominant strain. And even with an uptick in cases and a new CDC model predicting the U.S. could reach 845,000 deaths by the first week of January, experts say families should feel better about spending the holidays together this year.
If you and your family are vaccinated and boosted, hopefully, you should feel comfortable about having a holiday situation where you have dinners and gatherings in your own home with family and friends.
Officials say the main lines of defense against COVID-19 are vaccinations, boosters, and masking up in crowded indoor settings. All right, are you still missing some shopping on your Christmas list? Well, 12 on your sides, Marilyn Moritz has some last-minute gift ideas that you should be able to get your hands on before the big day.
Spreading joy to local families. It's the goal of the Salvation Army's Angel Tree program. How many children they're helping this holiday season? Coming up.
This SA Salute holiday greeting is brought to you by Pam Hospitals.
Hi, my name is Michael Overton.
And I'm Gerald Scott.
On behalf of the Pam Health family,
we would like to wish our fellow brothers and sisters in the military services a happy holiday.
Bright smiles, holiday cheer. That's what many local families receive thanks to the Salvation Army's Angel Tree program.
And today, volunteers gathering and filling up shopping carts with toys for more than 7,000 children. This program allows members of the community to adopt a child and buy gifts on their wish list. Unfortunately, not as many people had helped out last year because of the pandemic. This year, though, things look different.
This year is great because we're able to see a lot of our corporate volunteers come back. You see tears of joy from people that, they're so elated that they were able to, provide gifts for their family.
Mahar says every year they get volunteers who want to give back because they too were once Angel Tree recipients.
New at 5, holiday help for procrastinators. Adam, we need to listen to this. Of course, there's tech, toys, sparkly trinkets. They're always nice, but we're talking practical stuff for the kitchen. 12 on your sides, Marilyn Moritz with some top-rated products that are in stock.
If you haven't wrapped up your holiday shopping, it's time to get cooking. How about something thoughtful and practical?
After spending a year and a half plus indoors with the pandemic, so many people have become reacquainted with their kitchen.
Tanya Christian with Consumer Reports shared some of their top-rated products for the home cook, even beginners. First up, air fryers. They're still hot.
That's because they turn out perfectly crispy food in a matter of minutes. They put meals on the table very quickly.
She recommends this Gourmet 6-quart digital air fryer. We found it for $54 online at Walmart.com. For the coffee connoisseur, CR recommends this Ninja 10-cup specialty coffee maker. It even has a fancy frother. We found it for $140 at BestBuy.com. Here's a sizzler, this Lodge cast iron 12-inch skillet. It browns, sears, and bakes. It's about $30 at Amazon and Wayfair.com. And a good chef's knife is a cook's bestie. CR likes this Henkel's Premio 8-inch chef's knife. It's $40 at several retailers.
It has really great contour. It makes chopping and getting that prep work done very easy.
The fastest shipping I found for that knife is at Target.com. In fact, for all of those things, your best bet is to order online for store pickup or delivery. And when I last checked, all were available to arrive before Santa. Now, before I go, Adam Caskey, need to point something out. This is my handy thermometer. It is 72 degrees in my house, so very accurate.
Love it. Marilyn, he already noticed. He already noticed his
It was
thermometer.
the first thing he noticed.
Yeah, I have to admit, I do have a fairly easy last-minute gift idea for anyone outside my family, of course. The homemade thermometers, the little ornaments that I make. Go to KSAT.com/thermometer to enter the drawing. I just announced the winner during the previous commercial break. Giving away 2 a day up through about Christmas Eve this year. We have a lot of weather to talk about. One more warm, record-challenging day. Strong cold front hits on Saturday. Rainy, cold, and windy on your Saturday. It's going to be a fairly raw day and then cool throughout the weekend. But take a look at these rain chances. We're up to about 60-70% on Saturday. Sunday, late in the day, and Sunday night, about a 40% chance. And we're pretty confident that we'll have pretty good coverage of rain on Saturday. So let's time it all out for you and talk about what's going to cause this. First of all, we had a few little sprinkles and light and brief showers along the coastal bend earlier today. Lavaca County, DeWitt County, Victoria County, and then along the Gulf Coast. But that was it, not really adding up to anything other than a few hundredths of an inch here and there. North Texas, actually clear. They're behind a weak cold front that's stalled to the north of us. But here's the real moisture plume coming off the Pacific Ocean. Right now, it's just providing some mid and especially upper level clouds. This plume of moisture and the moist air, of course, indicated by the white and purple colors here on the satellite imagery, that's going to continue to strengthen and stream overhead and then combine with some upper level energy that's dropping in from the northwest. So we've got the Pacific moisture up above us, plenty of Gulf moisture in place, dew points right now in the 60s, and then some upper level energy coming in from the western United States. Right now, that upper level energy causing some showers and even snow showers throughout the western U.S. More needed moisture for the drought-stricken western United States. So those coming together, along with the cold front, it's going to squeeze that moisture out of the air. Not tomorrow. Tomorrow, just more isolated little sprinkles here and there, kind of like the past couple of days. But by Saturday, we're thinking between roughly 8 a.m. and 3 p.m. That's our main time frame to be picking up some moderate to heavy rainfall on Saturday. So Saturday morning plans, any outdoor activities likely to see rainfall, and then even lingering into the early afternoon, I think we'll have some rain. Again, the time frame for the highest rainfall potential is about 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. Temperatures also dropping significantly. At 8 o'clock, we'll be near 70 degrees and humid. By noon, we'll be down closer to 50 degrees. So temperatures taking a big hit with those elevated rain and even some thunderstorms. Those chances, we'll have a few rumbles of thunder here and there. Winds are going to pick up as well. With this cold front, the wind's going to be howling. We could likely see gusts between 40 and 50 miles per hour on Saturday because of that cold front moving in. So rainy, a few thunderstorms Saturday, especially the first half of the day, turning cooler as well and very gusty. It's our transition day. 78 right now, dew point is 66. There's that Gulf moisture in place here that we feel, that mugginess out there. 81 in Castroville, 80 currently in New Braunfels, 72 in Kerrville, and Cotulla, the warm spot now at 86 degrees. And tomorrow we'll start the day in the upper 60s near 70, back up to 80 degrees for the high temperature. The record tomorrow is 82. If we squeeze in a little more sunshine than we're anticipating, we could easily hit or maybe even exceed that record. But right now we're predicting 80 locally. Typically warmer spots southwest of town and closer to the Rio Grande, into the 80s tomorrow. But Leon Springs 77, Converse 79, Elmendorf high temperature of 81 come tomorrow afternoon. Saturday, we'll have our high temperature in the morning. I think up through about 9-10 a.m. we'll be near 70 degrees, and then the rest of the day closer to 50, raw, damp, and windy. Sunday, not a big temperature jump throughout the day. 40 in the morning, 50 in the afternoon. A few peaks of sunshine on Sunday, and late day and nighttime showers scattered about Sunday on into the first part of Monday. And then next week, low humidity, sunny, and 60s to near 70.
Just got to get through the weekend.
There you go. All right, this young man, I said we're going to see him play on Sundays. He apparently agrees.
He does agree with you, Steve Spreecher.
Yeah.
Sooner than we thought.
Yes, and Sear McCormick is going to forgo his senior season at UTSA. He's not going to play in the upcoming bowl game, and he is going to declare for the NFL draft. We got those details. Plus, Mark Soto, well, he's leaving Johnson for another area high school. Coming up. UTSA running back Sear McCormick will forgo his senior season and declare for the NFL draft. He tweeted the news around 4 this afternoon. He will not play in the Tropical Smoothie Cafe Frisco Bowl next week. The Judson Rocket Great rushed for 1,479 yards and 298 carries with 15 touchdowns this season, all school records. For his 3-year career, he rushed 724 times for 3,929 yards and 34 touchdowns. So look for Brendan Brady and B.J. Daniels to carry the ball in Frisco. And today, head coach Jeff Traylor was named a semifinalist for the George Munger College Coach of the Year Award, which is presented yearly by the Maxwell Football Club. Head coach Mark Soto is leaving the Johnson Jaguars after 2 seasons to head up the Judson Rockets football team. A source told KSAT 12 Sports last night. Coach Soto played for the Judson Rockets under D.W. Rutledge, and he graduated in 1991. And he was part of Jim Rackley's staff from 2005 to 2012, serving as an assistant coach and defensive coordinator. He left Judson to become head football coach at San Marcos High School. After 8 seasons with the Rattlers, Soto took over at Johnson, where he went 19-3 in 2 seasons, including 10-1 this season. The Fall City Beavers faced the Stratford Elk for the Class 2A Division II championship at AT&T Stadium in Arlington this morning. First quarter tied at 7. The Elk kicking it off. The Beavers' Jackson Pipes fields the ball to 15. He fakes the reverse. He runs to his left, finds a seam, and you can kiss him goodbye. 85 yards to the end zone, and the Battling Beavers lead 14-7. Pipes' second touchdown of the quarter. Fall City led 21-13 at halftime. Start of the fourth, Beavers down 6. Quarterback Luke Schaefer looking downfield for a target, and he goes deep to Grant Gendrish. 52-yard touchdown. The PAT was blocked, and we're tied at 27, but Fall City didn't score again, and the Beavers fall in Arlington 39-27 to finish the season 14-2. The Class 2A Division I final last night saw the Holly Bearcats facing the Shiner Comanches. Second quarter, Drew Winsky tosses the ball to Dalton Brooks. He shoves a defender out of the way and scores an 11-yard touchdown, and his 14-6 Shiner. He had 3 touchdowns. Late second quarter, the handoff goes to his brother Doug Brooks, and he breaks off a 28-yard scoring run. 1 of 2 touchdowns for Doug, and Shiner rolls 47-12 to repeat as state champions. Amazing for Shiner and that brother combination.
I was going to say the Brooks brothers, man.
Ooh, man.
Love that.
Yep.
Strong. We'll be right back.
Still seeing some delays out there. This is a 35 southbound on side. Loop 410 had a crash at 35 in Riddiman. It'll take you 30 minutes from Loop 410 to downtown right now. Also watching this issue. Oh, there we go. South side looking good right there. There we go. This issue still on 281 southbound. So it's about 20 minutes or so between 1604 and downtown. And that is building because of that earlier crash. And you can still see heavy volume. People maybe heading out to shop this evening, guys.
Thank you, Samuel, and thank you for watching the News at 5 with us.
World News up next. We'll see you back here at 6.